Welcome to Rainier Avenue Radio. I'm your host, Mark Bryant, and this is the Fitness Corner. Oh my goodness, boy. Been a heck of a day, but I have a special guest on my show today, and I want to introduce you to him. And my guest is Isaiah Fullerton-Talley. Isaiah, welcome to the show.
Hello. How you guys doing today?
All right, I'm doing very well. My gosh, Isaiah.
Close to the mic. Got to be right up there.
Yeah.
Sorry. Happy to be here.
All right, Isaiah, that's all good. We're gonna get it together. Little adjustments going on, but we got it carrying on here. Isaiah, you are indeed a fitness expert. I'm so happy to have you on my show. No doubt about it. You have a associate's degree in health sciences, right? And you also have a bachelor's degree in exercise science. This man come here with a lot of knowledge. All right. And you're going to share some of that knowledge with my audience. All right. You're going to do that for us.
Do what I can.
You're going to do what you can. Try to catch up a little bit. All right. Again, welcome to the show, Isaiah. And I want to start by asking you, what got you into fitness? Let's go with that. Let's start with that.
So I was always one of those hyperactive kids growing up. I was always pretty high strung. So my mom would always tell me to throw on some big boots and go run around outside so that I would leave her alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always needing to be in a sport every season. So my mom got me into every sport, from swimming to diving to soccer to baseball, basketball, football, and even some other recreational sports just here and there. But then when I ended up going to college, I wanted to get into exercise science specifically because I was so active and I had a passion for being active. But then on top of that, I had a lot of family members that had some adverse health conditions.
Okay.
So I wanted to make a lane for myself to be able to help people like that. I didn't want to see the same things getting repeated over and over again in the next generation just because of poor health habits.
Now, was that a concern of your own health that you wanted to get into fitness like that?
It's a concern for my own health, but also because I had a passion for helping other people.
Really?
So I experiment on myself.
Oh, well, I think a lot of people did that in the beginning, try to see what works, what doesn't work.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you were more into sports, like ball sports and stuff like that.
Yes,
you weren't not necessarily into what I consider traditional exercise, like weights and.
I never really got into like competitive powerlifting or Olympic lifting or anything like that, but I used the lifting experience that I had from football and from basketball and other trainers and here and there that I had picked up and utilized that to pretty much round out exactly what I am right now. And I'm still adding stuff to my bag. Oh,
well, okay. I hear. So that passion for fitness, or I'm gonna say health in this case, has always been with you as a kid.
Yeah.
And that's due to your mom kicking you out and say, get out of here and go do something?
Yep, pretty much. She ended up, so my mom ended up having some adverse health conditions. She ended up having cancer and passed away.
Oh, well, so sorry to hear that.
That's okay. It's a circle of life. It taught me a lesson, and that lesson is that if you take care of your body, it will reward you. So now I'm at the point where I'm using the lessons she taught me to help the next person and to make sure that the things that she taught me as far as like nutrition and things that she taught me as far as health in making food, as well as looking at the ingredients that are on your food. She always taught me, make sure you shop the perimeter of the grocery store, as well as look at the back of the nutrition label, read the ingredients. I was never one of those kids. I'm not allowed to have red 40.
I'm not ashamed to say this, because I'm not reading the back of the label, I just don't. I kind of like, and I should, but I know I pretty much eat the same thing. So I know what to go in there and get. I just don't really read. You beat me in that area.
That's okay.
So I guess if I need any help,
iron sharpens iron.
If I need any help, I guess I call on you and everything. I say, oh, what do we do?
As long as you shop in the produce section, you're good. You don't need to read the ingredients.
I kind of skip around sometimes. I'm not gonna lie about that.
That's okay. That's okay.
But that's really good that you took that's what got you into health. And all that. And so you did football. What other sports did you do?
So longest sports that I've done is I've played basketball and football the longest. I played baseball.
Okay.
I've played soccer. I actually played for a couple other soccer teams, went to state championship in middle school and middle school and elementary school for my select team. Mercer Island and Eastside FC, and then ended up Hazen Hoops for my middle school team, and then ended up going to Hazen for my high school, and then from there went over to Fullerton College, got second team all conference at Fullerton for cornerback. Ended up tying for the most interceptions for the season out of everybody in the conference. I only ended up tying because my teammate ended up getting the same amount. So
okay.
it was a battle on the field in practice and in the games.
So football would be your main sport, I'm taking it.
Yeah. I like working with my hands. So anything where I can really be who I am is something that I kind of lean towards, and that's kind of why I've gotten into a little bit more of the combat sports. So I'm trying to take on a little bit of boxing, a little bit of jiu-jitsu here soon. So yeah,
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
man,
it's on the list.
Oh, it's on the list, huh?
And I'm gonna need to get you in the gym so you can show me some boxing tips.
You're gonna beat this old man down, huh?
No. I just know you know some things that I don't. So I need to learn.
I know some things. Yes, I do. Yes.
Long sleeve shirt, man.
Oh, I forgot about that. we don't want to give that away. The long sleeve shirts, right?
Can't hide them.
I guess not. My secret's out right now. But that's good though. You want to get in. I didn't know. You like working with the hands, so you're gonna get in some new jiu-jitsu. My Lord,
I'm a kinesthetic learner for sure.
Okay, I got you. Me too, actually.
Yeah.
And for sure. My vision's not too well, so I got to figure another way to learn. So that's really, really good. So you got into fitness, you went to school, obtained your degrees. Was that to help people in the ball sports?
Initially, it was to help people in the ball sports, and also as well as other sports, because I wanted to get into training Olympians at some point.
Oh wow!
And then I kind of, at this point in my career, I'm just willing to help everybody. I want to help as many people as I can and be as efficient as possible with it. And that's exactly why I ended up expanding my business, Glass Ceilings Performance.
Say that again.
Glass Ceilings Performance.
Okay.
That business has a whole bunch of different aspects to it, from food to apparel to coaching, personal training, group fitness, to security. Like, I'm trying to help everybody with anything that they can, or anything that I can, so that I can help make the world a better place. I'm trying to leave a positive footprint for the next generation.
Okay, I hear you. So now that you've done the ball sports, you're not into the ball sports, I guess, anymore. Weren't you training teams at one point?
I actually coach at Cleveland High School right now. I coach football. I work at Cleveland High School. I'm the defensive coordinator and strength and conditioning coach over there. It's my first year.
You're doing that now?
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. I used to coach at a couple other private gyms here and there, coaching athletes and coaching some professional athletes, college athletes, high school athletes, and youth. I think that's a gift of mine, so I'm trying to utilize that to the best of my abilities, is being able to teach people. And as much as I wanted to run away from football after I got done playing, I couldn't really stay away for forever.
And why did you have that feeling you just wanted to run away for a while, or maybe forever? What brought that on? I
feel like every athlete, they say athlete dies 2 times. Once you get done playing your sport competitively and you're not really in the same competitive area, you kind of have to find your identity again.
Okay.
So just being able to figure out who I am after football was something that I needed to kind of remove football completely from my life to do. And I think that ended up helping me to figure out exactly what I needed to figure out and to get to where I needed to get to. And if I would have kept on playing, trying to force myself to play football, I would have drove myself crazy. I don't do politics, and that's kind of one of the main reasons. But then on top of that, it took up a lot of my time, and it still does take up a lot of my time. But it's not so much of me giving my body away as much as giving my time away.
Were you also concerned about maybe getting hurt if you continued?
Oh, I ended up my career ended up with 2 concussions. That's how my career ended. I ended up getting 1 concussion at Wazoo, and then ended up ended up playing with it for a week, going to practice and kind of not telling anybody
Oh,
so that I could
no.
ended up playing the next week, because I thought that if I didn't hit anybody for a week that I would be fine. So I was just kind of like
No.
running past people,
Oh,
and then ended up coming over to Thursday night football, ended up doing our drills and everything, did our scrimmage and smacked another person on the sideline. Mind you, I won both hits, so I was kind of confused as to how I got the concussion.
right.
but even though I won both hits, I ended up taking that concussion, so it put me out 2 weeks. Ended up putting me out, and then they ended up kicking me off the football team as soon as I got cleared at Wazoo to get back on the field. So I had a love-hate relationship with how my career ended.
I can understand.
So I needed to take some time to recoup.
But I like what you said about trying to find your identity again within that sport. And I'm just thinking about myself as a competitive powerlifter. You know, I've been doing it for a long time, and you know, lifting all that weight, hundreds of pounds, you know, it's only going to carry so far. You know, I have a left hip replacement, so wonder why I get small and put the brakes on so I don't get hurt. And I like what you said about finding your identity, because I'm in that process right now. You know, I always tell people I'm going to retire, and they laugh at me, of course, but you know, do I really want to leave the sport completely? No. So which way do I want to go? And I heard you say, now you coach and you're doing that, which is great. And I'm thinking just to stay with it, that's a safe thing to do too, to just keep coaching people. And I'll train. I won't go nearly as hard as I normally would go for competition, but I think coaching would be a smart move.
Just to keep on setting light power cleaning world records, right?
Yeah, I mean, no,
just
because
take it easy on the world record.
Yeah, if I gotta do world record, God knows what a person lifting, man, I'm gonna have to go and beyond that. So you know, if I'm gonna end that, I love to train people like you, and continue that going within that sport. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of good you said that to me, because it gave me an idea to think about myself, how I'm gonna stay in the sport without really destroying my body.
Yeah, and I still play flag football, adult leagues here and there. PS football, or Precision Shots football is a team that I play for once in a while. Haven't played with them for a little bit, but it's mostly because my schedule has been so crazy. It's been tough. So when I do get a chance, I go out there and play, and I still ended up going up and playing with my high schoolers a little bit on the field sometimes, and giving them a little bit of look. But it's nice to be able to play without playing. That way I don't have to deal with as many of the politics.
Right. Back to the politics. Right. I'm not even going to ask you what's that about. So we won't go there.
Yeah, no worries. Mainly, it really what it is just like I like to be able to be respected and be on a level playing field with everybody, and I like to be able to have open communication and to be respected by the people I'm communicating with and to. So I don't think that that's one of the things that ended up being the case in a lot of the teams that I played for, which is exactly why things ended the way they did.
Yeah,
we're in a better place now.
I can take that in many areas.
Yeah,
I totally agree with you, man. I was doing bodybuilding for a while, and I got out of bodybuilding for that same purpose. You know what I mean? It's a lot of hard work and preparation to be a bodybuilder, and just to get kind of shot down. It's like, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so. And I stuck with powerlifting. That went very well. At times it had its ups and downs, but I made a good mark in the sport. I'm happy about. So that's cool. But I understand what you mean about the politics deal. You know, you got to break away from that. I got you. And now you working with one-on-one training people or groups. Is that what's going on now?
I do one-on-one training. I do small group training. I do coaching for big groups and teams. I also do monthly programs. So if anybody wants a program, I'll send you guys a program for a month or 90 days or 6 months.
Is that over the internet?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'll send those programs to you guys through email. I'll send them to you guys through text message. The programs are personalized for your goals. And there will be check-ins and everything like that, depending on what kind of program you purchase.
Right.
But I'm trying to utilize the internet to the best of my ability.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really one of the people to be out on Front Street all the time with my stuff. But
okay.
People are telling me I need to do that. So.
Okay. So it's kind of interesting when you train in groups in person, right? When you train in groups and when you're training one-on-one, I imagine there's going to be a difference. We had groups versus one-on-one, right?
Yeah.
I want you to explain that to my listeners. But before you do, I have a feeling some people are a little late to the show and they are just now tuning in. So if you are just now tuning in, I want to say, welcome to Rainier Avenue Radio. I'm your host, Mark Bryant, and this is the Fitness Corner. And my guest today is Isaiah Fullerton-Talley. That's right. He is here in the studio live talking to us about his fitness journey, the sports he was involved in, the sports team he helped out, and also training people in groups and one-on-one. And I'm trying to find out from him, what's the difference? How do you do groups, one-on-one? What is the difference in the two? Isaiah, what do you say? They're waiting for a response, Isaiah.
So mainly my focus is on the groups. As far as right now, my groups that I'm training is anywhere from small groups of athletes to small groups of general fitness. And those general fitness clients typically want to tone up, lose weight. A lot of the times they end up having some injuries, aches and pains or something like that. So typically what I like to do is I like to figure out who's going to be in my class for the day. When I figure out who's going to be in my class for the day, I can understand what everybody's goals are, what everybody's trying to focus on, what everybody's aches and pains are, what everybody's tendencies are. And then from there, I get my setup. Then I figure out, I ask them again, say, does anybody have anything bothering you guys today?
Right.
Any aches or pains? Did you work out yesterday? And then from there, we put stuff together. Okay. My focus is typically functional movement. So I'm trying to do a lot of things where we mirror or we mimic movements in everyday life.
Right. Because I was about to ask you, tell us about functional movement. What is that? Go ahead.
So a lot of hinging, a lot of stabilization, a lot of strength and coordination. Because typically a lot of people end up as age goes on, we end up not utilizing our muscles as efficiently because we're sitting down or we're not using the same muscles because we're not playing sports, we're not working out the same. So I'm just trying to wake those muscles back up. Typically I don't tell my clients to wear shoes, just socks, so that they can build the muscles in their feet. I don't really like the way people's ankles, feet, knees, and hips end up moving in a lot of the traditional shoes that we end up lifting in. From even Chucks and Vans are not really that good for you. So typically I tell them to just pop the shoes off at the beginning of class, get your warm up in. Excuse me.
Well, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Because when you do an assessment, that's basically what you're doing, looking from the feet up.
Yeah, and that's what I like about my warm up is that it's a slow warm up to start, and then we start to gradually pick it up. It's a lot of functional T-spine movement. It's a lot of hip openers.
When you say hinge, just so people can get a clear understand what you're saying. What do you mean when you say hinge from the hips?
So when I say hinge from the hips, I'm typically meaning you push the hips behind the heels and we're hinging at the waist like a door hinge. So typically on a squat, we have our butt dropping and our knees getting to about a 90-degree angle, hips getting to about a 90-degree angle. When we hinge, we just want our hips getting to a 90-degree angle. We don't necessarily want our butt to drop.
So you're pushing the hips back.
Pushing the hips behind the heels, making sure the knees are nice and secure, making sure that you're getting a little bit of internal rotation to stabilize, and then making sure that the ankles aren't pronating too much. Right.
That makes sense. That totally. Oh man. So when you say group, give us a number. What would be the number of people for a group for you?
So typically my groups end up being less than 10 people.
Less than 10?
Less than 10 people.
And the most?
Typically, like as far as like the most amount of people that's
like at once. If you had to train a group, what would it be, 5 or 4?
Well, if it's a team, like when I coach over at Cleveland, it's like 20 plus like 30 people.
So wow. So if that many people, are you taking them through exercises?
Oh yeah.
How are you able to do that with that big group?
See,
when they have variables like you said, they may have an injury, they may have just worked out the day before. That's very interesting.
this is why I chalk up my ADHD to a positive thing. When I was coaching at Orange Theory, we had to. This is the only props I'm going to give to Orange Theory right now.
Okay.
I promise you, we're thinking the same thing.
Yes,
right now.
I that's why I said, oh, go ahead.
So when I was coaching at Orange Theory, there was nobody actually correcting form.
What? I'm stopping.
No, you're not surprised. I know you're not surprised. There was nobody actually correcting form. And so every time people came into my class, they were shocked that I was actually like locking in on their form, and they're like, nobody's ever really helped me like that. And I'm just like, oh, that's crazy to me. And then it started kind of make sense as to why nobody was doing that. It's because the program style, it's so quick and fast paced. There's not really too much time for corrections, and if you don't know how to do that efficiently, then you're not going to end up being able to do it at all. So people are going to keep on coming back into class.
Okay, so real quickly here, speaking of Orange Theory, at one point I was interested in working it, and I stopped myself from going due to the fast-paced deal, how they wanted it, but because they wanted everyone in the same mode, teaching the same way.
Yeah.
How are you able to deviate from that, being that you still work there? Well, didn't they stop you, or
They tried, but I don't have a filter. So what I did is I just ended up making friends with the people in charge, and then they pretty much gave me the green light to just be like, all right, when corporate's here, go ahead and put on your good shirt or whatever, and then make sure you code switch pretty much. And then from there ended up just being able to kind of do my own thing, because even the people that were in charge, the regional supervisors, they liked the way I coached. They liked the modifications I was doing.
Well, because
they liked the music that I was playing, but they just couldn't say that in front of corporate, because corporate needed things to be done exactly.
I know, but I don't want to. I could. This can easily be a half-hour show just alone, but how ridiculous, because no one is the same. Everyone is different. So why would you make a program and force people, train people within that same mode when everyone is different?
Exactly. But that's exactly why everybody was in my class, because I was the type of trainer to be like, all right, who's got injuries in the class? I have 30 people in my class, sometimes 36 or something like that. I have 30 plus people in my class. I'm asking everybody as they come in the door, hey, do you have any aches or pains, any injuries or anything like that? A couple people raise their hand. Yeah, I got injuries here, there. I was correcting people on the warm-ups. I was correcting people even when they were doing something on the running form. I was correcting people on the rower. I was correcting people on the floor.
Right.
And I think that was one of the things that helped me be the trainer that I am now, is that I can correct form in under a minute.
Yeah, good.
And make sure that you understand the cues, and just make sure you're getting your angles and going here, sitting there, doing all that. And people, it clicks with them pretty fast.
How long did you stay with Orange Theory?
Oh, I was there until COVID hit. So I was there for about a year.
About a year
and a half.
Okay.
And then COVID hit, and then they ended up cutting everybody's wage in half, and
telling my goodness,
they had to coach the same amount of people, or it was a lot.
So you had to coach the same amount of people, but yet what almost have to pay.
Or no. So what they actually ended up doing is, instead of the coaching the same amount of people, they cut the classes in half, but then made us clean more. But that cleaning rate was lower. And then we ended up getting our pay reduced to half on the half of the classes that we did have. But they still retain the same amount of members. So that's why I just ended up leaving.
Right.
Like, you're retaining the same amount of members and you're charging them the same amount.
Real quickly, per month, did the trainers have to have a quota, like you had to have so many clients within that month?
No, you just had to have at least 10 hours. So you had to have 10 classes at least. And in those 10 classes, the good thing about Orange Theory was that they only required 15 classes for you to get any kind of benefits, and anything after that was just extra. You're only really allowed, when I was coaching, you were only really allowed to coach 20 to 25 hours through the week, and then if you coached any more, then the next week you could only coach about 15 to 20.
Oh my God!
But the regional managers loved me so much, because everybody kept on requesting me at every studio. When I went to go sub,
I could see that.
They just ended up being like, I'm gonna not really look at your thing.
I can see that. I can
coach
see
like
that.
30 plus hours if you want to.
So if it came down to, let me ask you these last couple of questions here, because we about to wrap it up here. To be living comfortably financially in the fitness industry, okay, I don't think it's one of the places people would really want to gravitate to live financially, in a comfortable way, because you'd be running all the way down universe trying to make ends meet. So what do you say? Do you say to do that, you work for a club, or you'd be better off working for yourself?
In any business, I always say work for yourself. Get the experience working for somebody else, so that you can actually get the experience on somebody else's dollar. But then on top of that, understand how a business works from the outside or from the inside looking out. And then that way, when you end up building your own business, and then you can see how it operates from the front desk all the way to the floor. And then at that point, you can just take off and do your thing. But I always advocate people going into business for themselves, because at the end of the day, we can't be just giving our services to another business and allowing them to make a majority of the money. That's not how you end up being.
Isaiah, I think they learned a lot about you being an expert and a professional trainer for sure. If there's any way they could reach you, how can they reach you? Through email, through location? What do we have here?
So you can find me on Instagram on Glass Ceilings Performance, glass_ceilings_performance. Or you can find me on Instagram at Mr. 206 himself, or you can find my food page, LIIFE_206 on Instagram. That's my food page. So Glass Ceiling Performance is my business. And then I have my food page out of that, and that's all raw vegan food. So if anybody wants some good eats,
raw vegan food,
all raw vegan, straight from the earth. All whole foods, no preservatives.
Is there a number they can contact you, or you just want to go?
Yeah, you can contact me, 206-817-9083. That's my business phone. If you guys want to go ahead and send me a text message or give me a call, I'll be more than willing to talk to you guys and try to figure out a way where I can help make your health journey a little bit easier.
Thank you, Isaiah. You have been an excellent guest on the show, full of information. We didn't even cover a lot of ground. There's much more to cover with you, and of course, I will definitely be getting you back here, because you said some interesting things. And I know with all your education, there's a lot more to learn from you within the sports, within nutrition for sure. Teaching me how to read labels. Teaching me how to read labels better as well.
Just make sure it's an organic section. You don't got to read any labels.
Organic. That sounds familiar. Organic. We make sure. We have a show, by the way. What's it? Change Your Life, Change Your Food, Change Your Life. And the guy, the host, is actually Dennis Weaver. Hi, Dennis. And he definitely is in the organic and stuff like that. So I want to give Dennis a plug, because we're talking about organic. So I figured I'd do that. But yeah, and he does a show right here. So you might want to listen to him sometime on the show. And that'll do it. Well, guys, we're about to wrap it up. Thank you for tuning in. It's been fun. And next week, I have another guest with me. My friend Wilson will be there as my guest next week. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, people, I'm your host, Mark Bryant. Good night from the Fitness Corner.